Plus, one school district in the Tri-States calling for a nearly last-minute special meeting as it continues to address the controversy surrounding it. We'll detail the agenda. These stories and more, plus your Tri-State Trusted Storm Team forecast for Tuesday, August 12th, 2025.
The most trusted news from the Tri-State starts now.
And we do say good morning, Tri-States. It's great to have you along this Tuesday morning, August 12th. I'm Jordan Barr alongside Chief Meteorologist Matt Gunn and weather expert Tegan Orpit. We'll have a look at your news in just a moment. But first, Tegan, we're kind of waking up to some pretty seasonable temperatures for this time of year, into the 60s and 70s about. So it's not too comfortable, but it's where we're supposed to be for this time of year.
Yeah, it's really not a bad start to our morning, as a lot of that moisture now is kind of moving towards the north and, of course, the east of the tri-state area. But we did see some rain over those late night hours and even some stronger storms.
Yes, we did. In fact, we did have a couple of severe weather warnings throughout the last night.
It was a very hectic night last night.
It was, yes.
It was a bunch of an adrenaline rush for many of those covering the storms here at the studio.
But it was covered well.
It was covered well by meteorologists Hagen Zinneker and our 10 o'clock p.m. anchor Trey Wiggins. So thank you for them. But we have calmer weather now back in the forecast as those showers and storms make their way out of the area. And as we take a live look now from our Skycam located on top of the Fairfield Arts and Convention Center, sponsored by Fessler Automall. Some lingering showers are possible this morning, but those continue to make their way out of the tri-state as we're speaking, and we're going to see some sunshine return, especially by this afternoon across much of the region. Relatively quiet through the middle portion of your work week, with a weak system possibly impacting some of the country, but it won't be in our neck of the woods, and that continues into your Thursday. So Tegan, yes, after a very hectic night last night, things look to be calming down for the next several days until we get to the end of the weekend.
Yeah, then we have other things to have to worry about as we make our way into the weekend. So, but until then, yes, today so far starts off a little bit on that calmer side as that rain does lift towards the northeast. Can't rule out the possibility of a few pop-up showers today, but otherwise it will be partly cloudy. Those upper 60s to low 70s kickstart the day, but we'll definitely see some clouds mixed in with some sunshine. Mid 70s at 8 a.m., low 80s by noon, and then the mid 80s at 5 o'clock, wrapping up your Tuesday. Hard to believe tomorrow, already midweek, but Matt and I will let you know if we're done with the rain for the next 7 days and just how warm it's going to get as we prepare for that weekend. It's all coming up in 15 minutes.
Topping your news at 5:03 and new this morning, a multi-car crash in Hannibal left multiple people injured and backed up traffic. According to state troopers, just before 9 o'clock last night, a semi was traveling on Highway 61 when the driver, a 55-year-old man from Rome, Georgia, suffered a medical emergency. The truck ran a red light into the Warren Barrett intersection, hitting 4 other vehicles. The semi then drove into a light pole, injuring the driver, who was taken to Hannibal Regional Hospital. 2 other men in one of the vehicles hit was also had minor injuries and were taken to Hannibal Regional. Oil from the truck spilled on the road, which MoDOT cleaned up. The scene was completely cleared around 11 p.m. Meanwhile, the rollover crash leaves a northeast Missouri man with injuries and a citation for driving while intoxicated. The one-vehicle wreck happened just before 10 Friday night on Highway 136, 2 miles west of Memphis. State troopers say a pickup truck driven by 21-year-old Robert Solomon of Green Top ran off the left side of the roadway and overturned, coming to rest upside down. Solomon suffered serious injuries and was taken by ambulance to Scotland County Hospital for treatment. Solomon was not wearing a seatbelt. The Highway Patrol says Solomon was cited for DWI and failure to maintain the right half of the roadway. A southeast Iowa man who broke into a northeast Missouri pharmacy and stole 7,000 narcotic pills recently learned his punishment. The crimes happened in March of 2023 at the Putnam County Memorial Hospital Pharmacy in Unionville, Missouri. 28-year-old Colton Butts of Albia, Iowa was originally charged with 18 felonies. Late last month, he pleaded guilty to just 6 of those charges: first-degree burglary, possession of burglary tools, first-degree property damage, 2 counts of stealing controlled substances, and stealing $750 or more. Putnam County Judge Matthew Crone sentenced Butts to a total of 39 years in prison, but the judge suspended execution of those sentences and instead placed the defendant on probation for 5 years. A restitution hearing is set for September 24th. Butts was caught on video by surveillance cameras inside the pharmacy. According to court documents, Butts stole more than 7,000 pills, including Adderall, hydrocodone, and OxyContin, just to name a few. Court documents state that Butts' cell phone service provider produced proof that the suspect's cell phone was in Unionville at the time of the 2023 pharmacy break-in. Meanwhile, the Pike County, Illinois Sheriff's Office says a key suspect in a multi-state theft ring has been arrested. 47-year-old Richard A. Wilson of Springfield, Illinois, now faces charges in both Pike County, Illinois, and Morgan County, Missouri. That's after 8 stolen property reports across Pike County between late April and July, including stolen UTVs, dirt bikes, riding lawnmowers, and utility trailers. That led investigators to other thefts in 4 other Illinois counties and in Missouri. Law enforcement ultimately linked the stolen property to a broader organized theft operation, and the investigation is still ongoing. In other news, the Quincy Public School Board is calling yet another special board meeting for Wednesday evening at 6. Superintendent Todd Pettit and 2 Denman elementary teachers were suspended with pay at the board's last special meeting on August 1st. Now, a new special meeting agenda indicates they'll be considering Pettit's employment and a separation agreement Wednesday night, and potentially appointing an interim superintendent. Director of Teaching and Learning Kim Dinkheller and Chief of Business Operations Ryan Wicker are in charge in the meantime. All this comes after parent protests and allegations of birthday spankings and students' mouths being covered with tape at Denman Elementary. The district's also planning to address the mold issue at QHS Theater at Wednesday night's meeting. And at Quincy City Council on Monday, if your property is the eyesore next door, the city is putting you on notice. Mayor Linda Moore says the city took its first nuisance home to court last week, and there's still more on the list. We're talking about properties that significantly interfere with the use of and enjoyment of other properties nearby. Moore says if your property isn't in compliance with city code, you can expect to face the consequences.
We know we have a lot of nuisance properties throughout the town. We can't do all of them at the same time, so it's 1 or 2 at a time, but we're going to address them all in due time.
Moore says while they have a number of cases ready, they plan to go after all the properties in town at some point. Also new this morning, the national average price for a gallon of gas is now $3.14, according to AAA, down 2 cents from last week. Average prices for a gallon of gasoline have dropped for each state in the tri-states. In Iowa, the average price is now $2.89. A gallon of gas will run you $3.38 in Illinois. And in Missouri, $2.83 is the average price for a gallon. Taking a look at the prices for a few of our counties. In Adair County, a gallon of gas will run you $2.86. For Adams County, that price is $3.21, and a gallon of gas will run you $2.77 in Wapello County. The average price for a gallon of diesel has also dropped. It is now $3.71, down 2 cents.
Well, it was a very hectic night when we saw several tornado warnings across southeastern Iowa, but the good news is calmer weather is expected for the next few days as we see temperatures go up that roller coaster by the end of the week into this upcoming weekend. But here's a live look now from our Skycam located on top of Kirksville City Hall. All is quiet out there right now. Temperatures are into the mid to upper 60s to lower 70s, but we're not going to see them rise much more than that as we're going to see daytime highs eventually around 80 degrees for many of us. There goes those showers and storms well out of the tri-state. We may see some pop-up showers and storms this morning, but much of your Tuesday will be dry with decreasing clouds as this cold front moves across the area. Cooling us down for our Wednesday and for our Thursday before things get steamy by Friday and for the upcoming weekend. Looking at high temperatures around 82 degrees in Kirksville, 83 and Ottumwa, 82 for Mount Pleasant, and 79 today in Milan. Again, decreasing clouds throughout much of your Tuesday. Winds are going to be out of the southwest between about 5 to 10 miles per hour. What can you can you expect for those dew point values? It's still going to be plenty sticky out there with dew point values into the upper 60s to lower 70s. So continue to have the air conditioning on and to hydrate with plenty of water if you do spend a lot of time outside. Tonight looks to be a nice one to fire over the grill. Temperatures dropping out of the upper 70s down to the lower 70s by 9 o'clock. Taking a look at what you can expect over the next several days while you're looking at some quiet conditions for the rest of the work week. Lots of sunshine for your Wednesday and Thursday. High temperatures still into the low to mid 80s. Approaching 90 degrees for Friday and Saturday. Still dry across the area. Waking up Saturday morning with temperatures already into the 70s. Now by the end of the weekend, Sunday night into Monday, that's when we're talking about showers and storms returning to the region. Still staying mild with high temperatures into the mid to upper 80s for both those days. But Tegan, the good news is calmer weather for the rest of the work week after seeing a very hectic night last night with those tornado warnings, especially across southeastern Iowa.
Yes, it is nice to be a little bit calmer to kind of start off the day as folks did go to bed, with that severe weather. Right now it's 68 degrees in Fort Madison. Speaking of southeast Iowa, heading into west central Illinois, it's 70 in Quincy, 68 in Macomb, 72 in Pittsfield, northeast Missouri, it's 70 in Hannibal, 68 in Monroe City, and currently 68 degrees in Atlanta. The wind today is going to be calm, again, across much of the area, as we did see some scattered showers and thunderstorms over those late night hours. Now most of that moisture is off towards the north. We still have a few stray showers lingering under mostly cloudy skies at this hour. We will break up those clouds on and off today, giving us some sunshine to work with for your Tuesday, but also the possibility of a pop-up shower here or there. It still does remain with us over the next 24 hours. And then by the time we really kind of sink into your Wednesday forecast, by the afternoon, mostly sunny, warm, and dry. And then we really are going to increase that heat and the humidity by the end of the week, and it's going to last even through that weekend. I know it's a very busy weekend to get across the area. School has started, but yes, we always know those temperatures heat up just in time for kids to head back to school, and this week is no exception. 84 today. We'll see a mixture of those sun and clouds with the chance for some scattered showers to kind of remain on and off. Partly cloudy overnight, lows into the upper 60s. Now Wednesday, midweek, mid 80s, partly to mostly sunny skies after a chance for a few showers early in the day. And then for your Thursday, mid to upper 80s, mostly sunny. There's the 90s wrapping up the week on Friday. We do have the low 90s heading into your Friday, and then by the time we head towards that weekend, not only Saturday but also Sunday, we're looking at daytime highs into the 90s under partly to mostly sunny skies. We'll watch that next weather system that could pop up some showers as early as Sunday evening, but we could also see a chance for those scattered showers and thunderstorms to kind of linger into that Monday forecast, where sadly daytime highs will remain a lot warmer than the average, back in the low 90s.
In some national news, President Donald Trump announced Monday morning that he's placing Washington, D.C.'s Metropolitan Police Department, quote, under direct federal control and deploying the National Guard. He claimed that the move was to crack down on crime and warned other Democrat-led U.S. cities like Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York City to take notice. The Democratic Mayors Association says that crime is down in most major cities, including Washington, D.C. Sherelle Hubbard has the latest details on the response from D.C. residents and city leaders.
No president should be waking up in the morning trying to snap their fingers and take over our city. Whose city? Our city. Whose city? Our city.
Protesters responded to President Trump's announcement that he's putting the Washington, D.C. police force under federal control and deploying roughly 800 National Guard troops to the city.
To rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. We're going to take our capital back.
Trump has made several claims about a rise in crime, despite data showing overall crime numbers in D.C. being lower than at this time last year. Trump has threatened a federal takeover for months.
While this action today is unsettling and unprecedented, I can't say that, given some of the rhetoric of the past, that we're totally surprised.
D.C.'s mayor and residents expressing an uneasiness about the move.
I think that's the first thing that a totalitarian dictator tries to do, is to seize the capital city.
I grew up in the military. I've always been proud of America, and this is the first time that I'm really scared of the direction our country is headed.
Free DC! Free DC!
It has to be very well coordinated with clear roles and responsibilities. And if they're going to arm soldiers, they got to understand they're not in Iraq, they're not in Afghanistan.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
An Army official said National Guard troops in D.C. will likely have weapons nearby, but they are not expected to openly carry rifles. The Democratic Mayors Association released a statement calling Trump's federal intervention in D.C. a, quote, political charade. But D.C. Police Union leader says that the group agrees with President Trump that something needs to be done about crime. Meanwhile, President Trump is blaming crime in U.S. cities on no cash bail policies.
No cash bail. By the way, every place in the country where you have no cash bail is a disaster. That's what started the problem in New York, and they don't change it.
No cash bail policies are meant to prevent people arrested for nonviolent or low-level crimes from being held in jail solely because they don't have enough money to post bail. It can also allow more dangerous criminals to remain in jail even if they can afford to post bond. It's all up to the judge. Washington, D.C. largely removed cash bail in the 90s, and such policies are enacted in Illinois and New York. Data out of Illinois shows both violent and property crime went down since the no cash bail policy kicked in. New York's results are mixed. Trump says he wants to change those statutes using the Republican-controlled Congress, but didn't offer further details about how he'd do that. Take a look at this. As of this morning, nobody won yesterday's Powerball jackpot, so the winnings kept growing. As of this morning, the estimated jackpot for Wednesday's drawing is now $526 million. It's now tied for the biggest prize so far this year, but it will continue to rise as more tickets are sold. If you decide on the lump sum option, you'd be walking away with about $241 million. But you still have a 1 in 292 million chance of winning that elusive jackpot. In case you missed last night's winning numbers, they were 6, 16, 33, 40, and 62, with a Powerball of 2 and a Power Play multiplier of 2. The next drawing is tomorrow night, Wednesday night, just before 10 o'clock. Not one to play lottery very much.
Well, you know, I think about the lottery every time I play. I don't even get one number.
Hey, I know, that's always, even if you get the Powerball, which is what you get back, you get the ticket price back. So, but still, yeah, it's hard to even win that, Tegan.
It is, because again, it's luck, right? But I didn't realize there was like the Powerball and then you can multiply that again.
Yeah, for certain prizes under a certain amount, they will allow non-jackpot prizes to be multiplied by anywhere from 2 to 5 times. Yeah. So that's a good incentive too.
Yeah,
but
still.
You want to play? Go ahead and play. We have more Coming up at 5:30, as one county's bicentennial celebration inches closer, we're getting more information about some of the events planned. We'll hear from committee leaders on what to expect. Plus, some online safety tips from the Better Business Bureau as more kids turn to the internet for schoolwork and gaming, among other things. These stories and more, plus your Tri-State Trusted Storm Team forecast for Tuesday, August 12th, 2025.
The most trusted news from the Tri-State starts now.
And we do say good morning, Tri-State. It's great to have you along here on this Tuesday morning. If you're just waking up and joining us at 5:31, welcome. I'm Jordan Barr, alongside Chief Meteorologist Matt Gunn and weather expert Tegan Orbit. Today is August 12th. We'll have the top stories in just a moment. But first, Matt, let's get right to that first forecast, because we did have quite the active night last night, but that is now done.
Yes, that's good news. Yes, there was several severe thunderstorm warnings and tornado warnings across both southeastern Iowa and northeast Missouri last night. So we're going to keep a close eye on to see if anything is confirmed from those tornado warnings, especially in Davis County and Van Buren County from last night. But here's a live look now from our Skycam located on top of the Sullivan County Public Library in Milan. All is quiet out there right now, still pretty muggy with temperatures into the mid to upper 60s, but there are those storms. They're well north of the tri-state now, moving into the state of Wisconsin. Over the next 3 days, we are looking at some quiet conditions for your middle portion of your work week, and as we head into the start of the weekend. But Tegan, as we wrap up the weekend and move into next week, that's when we're talking about some active weather returning to the tri-state.
Yes, but we do have a nice stretch here. If you enjoy the heat and the humidity, it's making a comeback at the end of the week. So enjoy the temperatures outside right now. These next couple of hours, get out and enjoy. Definitely comfortable with 68 currently in Monroe City, 70 in Keokuk. We currently have 72 in Pittsfield, and it's currently 68 in Hannibal. Heading out the door today, a lot of folks, their schedule kind of changes up this week as we kind of head back to school. We have the mid-70s at 8 a.m., low 80s by noon, with still quite a bit of cloud cover in the area and a few pop-up showers. But then by the time 5 o'clock hits, we'll see partly sunny skies. Matt and I let you know just how warm it'll be by the end of the week. And yeah, we will touch on a little bit of an active weather pattern that's expected in our area early next week. All coming up in 15 minutes.
All right, topping your news at 5:33, the Adams County Bicentennial organizers are announcing updates for the activities of the celebration, which is less than a month away. Our Cassie Shoney talked with members of the commission and their families about what makes this event so special.
Our history is so deep. You know, when we started on this, I had no idea all the different people that have had national impact, have made inventions that have changed the way things happen in the world. Our impact nationally and internationally has been huge for, you know, a small county on the edge of Illinois.
The Commission of the Bicentennial held a press conference today at the Oakley-Lindsay Center outlining what people can expect at the finale celebration. Throughout the day, there will be a focus on honoring veterans and Adams County family farms that have served their country and their community.
For me, it is an intergenerational opportunity because I'm fortunate all my grandkids live here in Quincy and they've been part of this. It's been a great thing for me to work with them and they understand how important history is and how their grandfather really treasures that opportunity to pass that on.
The events will take place on September 6th at the Adams County Fairgrounds and will truly have something for everyone.
We're mostly just excited to spend time with family, see our concert, because I know it's me and Mary's one of our first concerts ever, and I'm just really excited to go and experience, because it's kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and I think it'll just be really fun, especially with all my cousins, too, and my grandma and my grandpa.
Tickets for the Beach Boys concert are $30. Check our website for that link. And all other activities are free.
We need and want everyone to come to the fairgrounds that day.
Just come out, and we're inviting the whole area, not just Adams County, but the whole area.
Reporting in Quincy, I'm Cassie Shoney with Tri-State's Trusted News.
Well, as the new school year begins and children use the internet more for schoolwork and gaming, the Better Business Bureau is sharing online safety tips for families. We spoke with Keisha Duncan, the regional director for the BBB, and she warned parents that kids can be targets for online scams as well. She says to talk to your kids about where they are online while gaming, on social media and more, and tell them to watch out for suspicious links and websites asking for personal information.
And so kind of getting them to retrain their brains to stop before they click on something and accidentally download a virus or create an opportunity for their information, personal information to get hacked. Getting them to understand that personal information, your name, address, phone number, any kind of information like that is currency to a scammer. And they want that as much as anything else, especially from young people. When it comes to finances, it's usually the adults, but with young people, they're trying to get that information.
Now, Duncan also reminds parents to look at age-appropriate age restrictions and to make sure apps are not sharing locations with other users.
Your bus stop forecast. It's that time of year and kids are heading back to school, and for your Tuesday morning, it is mostly cloudy skies in the area, and we could still see a few light showers, but otherwise it's cloudy to start off that school day with the temperatures into those low 70s. So not quite a jacket morning, but definitely a morning that you might be dodging a few sprinkles. But this afternoon, you're going to head home from school again with the mix of sun and clouds, 83 degrees, wrapping up this school day, but kids, just know it's going to get a lot warmer by the end of the week.
Next this morning, the Pages for Pennies book sale in Ottumwa has been a hit for readers and collectors since 2012. It's a great way to get a lot of books for cheap, but where does that money go after the book fair ends? Well, it helps fund more than just the library. Take a listen.
For more than 10 years, the Ottumwa Public Library has partnered with community organizations to bring a huge secondhand book sale to the city after its previous annual book sale stopped operations. Library Director Sonia Farrell says it's a bit like thrift shopping.
You don't know what you came in to get because you walk out with a lot more books than you thought.
Cookbooks, mystery novels, DVDs. Even after sending worn-out books to recycling, the book sales got a lot in stock. The sale generates thousands for the community each year, not just for new library books, but also paying for activities, special guest speakers, and other reading programs.
I always like to say that, the city pays for the bricks and mortar and the staffing and the friends and all the supportive organizations in the community pay for all the cherry on top of all those services.
And the library isn't the only organization to benefit. It's also a big draw for tourism. Meet Ottumwa helps market, promote, and set up the event, using a cut of the profits to promote the town to more visitors nationwide.
When we have events like Pages for Pennies that's going over an extended period of time, we're bringing in people from outside the community to spend their money here. That is a relief on our own residents because that money coming in is paying for things within the community.
But it's also a great way to help instill a love of reading in local residents.
When you see a family come in that was just like my family, and the kid is sitting under the table reading a book while mom shops, that touches my heart. All of the work that we do to gather and sort and get stuff boxed and taken downstairs, all of that is totally worth it when you see how excited somebody is to have a book in their hand.
And on the off chance you don't leave with a book, you might leave with something even more valuable.
It's just the conversations that happen amongst the people. I mean, since I was new to town 14 years ago, some of my closest friends I see at the book sale because this where we met.
Pages for Pennies runs from September 26th through the 28th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. Organizers will start collecting your gently used books, games, puzzles, and DVDs starting August 25th. We'll have all those details, including how to donate, at KTVO.
Well, some of the tri-states was hit hard with storms last night, but luckily we're dealing with some calmer weather for most of the rest of the work week before we see some showers and storms return by the end of the weekend into next week. But here's a live look now from our Skycam located on top of Ottumwa High School, sponsored by Fessler Auto Mall. We have plenty of cloud cover out there right now with those mild temperatures into the mid to upper 60s. But the good news is by this afternoon, we're looking at plenty of sunshine returning to much of the area. Those showers and storms from last night into early this morning are now north of I-80 and moving into the state of Wisconsin. We may see some pop-up showers and storms throughout your Tuesday, but much of the day will be dry with decreasing clouds as this cold front swings across the area. And then for tomorrow and for the rest of your work week, you're looking at plenty of sunshine with temperatures on the rise, especially by Friday and Saturday. We're talking highs near 90 degrees as we wrap up the week. We're looking at highs for your Tuesday, topping out around 82 in Kirksville, 83 in the City of Bridges, 81 for Keosauqua, 79 in Milan, and 81 for Brookfield. Winds are going to be out of the southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now, dew point values continue to be into that oppressive category, upper 60s to lower 70s, so continue to hydrate with plenty of water if you do spend a lot of time outside today. This evening looks to be a nice one to fire up the grill. Plenty of sunshine give way to clear skies. Temperatures dropping down to the lower 70s by 9 o'clock. What can you expect overall for the next several days? Well, good news is we have quiet weather for the rest of the work week and into much of the weekend, but heading into Friday and Saturday, those temperatures will be approaching 90 degrees for daytime highs, mid to upper 80s for Sunday and Monday. But Sunday night into Monday, we're talking about showers and storms returning to the region. Overnight lows for the rest of the work week will be into the low to mid 60s before by this weekend we're talking overnight lows into the 70s once again. So don't turn the air conditioning off anytime soon, despite seeing some cooler conditions tomorrow and Thursday. It is still going to be plenty muggy outside, but of course, Tegan, we'll take the quiet weather over the next several days until we have to worry about those storms by Sunday night.
Yeah, it is nice to be quiet for a couple of days, even if it is with the heat and the humidity. Definitely going to be a little drier as well. We're looking temperatures at the moment into the upper 60s to low 70s. Starting our day off pretty comfortable. 68 in Hannibal, 70 in Keokuk, 68 in Mount Sterling, and currently we have 67 degrees in Novelty. For today, the wind is pretty calm across much of the area, maybe up to about 5 miles per hour. And so over the next couple of days, it will increase a little bit along with that heat and the humidity. Right now, some heavier showers that really kind of work their way through northeast Missouri, west central Illinois, and a portion of southeast Iowa north. But clouds do remain in place, and it will remain in place for the next several hours, as we will see that mix of sun and clouds throughout the day. Can't rule out the possibility of a pop-up shower here or there, especially Tuesday morning. But overall, again, we're going to see partly sunny skies throughout the day. Overnight, partly cloudy as well. Temperatures comfortable. And then by Wednesday, we will start to see those temperatures slowly warm up as we anticipate that heat and the humidity to really lock into the tri-state area by the time we head into Thursday and Friday, as we're talking heat and humidity and highs into the 90s. Today's forecast is pretty comfortable, mid-80s for those daytime highs with a slight chance for a few scattered showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, it'll be partly sunny for the area. Overnight, a few clouds, lows into the upper 60s. And then for that Wednesday, hard to believe tomorrow is that halfway point of the week, and we are going to see those mid-80s and plenty of sunshine in the area. That's going to extend, but those temperatures climbing. Mid-80s Thursday, low 90s wrap up the week on Friday. Nighttime lows back out of the 60s into the low 70s, and it is going to be hot this weekend. Again, low 90s, mostly sunny both Saturday and also heading into Sunday. As early as Sunday evening, we could be looking at some scattered showers and thunderstorms, which could affect the area as we make our way into the early part of next week. So just plan ahead, but just know by the end of the week, it's going to be hot and humid again.
In some health news this morning, dementia affects more than 6 million Americans and leads to loss of memory, language, problem solving, and other cognitive abilities. And it accounts for more than 100,000 deaths a year, according to the National Institutes of Health. Now, while new dementia cases are expected to continue rising, Mandy Gaither has more on recent research which suggests many cases of dementia are preventable. It's today's Health Minute.
It's a growing concern. Researchers with the National Institutes of Health estimate 42% of Americans over age 55 will eventually develop dementia. And because of the aging U.S. population, the number of new dementia cases per year is expected to double by 2060. But a new study suggests many of those cases don't have to happen.
The headline really has been that about 40%, so close to half of cases of dementia, are likely preventable.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says many people believe there's not much one can do to prevent or reverse dementia, but the recent research is showing that may not be the case. The U.S.-based study looked at more than 2,000 people between the ages of 60 and 79 who were cognitively fine, but weren't necessarily living a healthy lifestyle. After being put into a structured program, which included regular exercise, a Mediterranean diet rich in plant-based foods and healthy fats, brain training, socialization, and health monitoring, researchers found all these changes reduce the overall likelihood that the participants would develop dementia. Gupta says another study shows lifestyle changes in people who have already been diagnosed with cognitive impairment may be able to improve symptoms.
Doing 20 weeks of a vegan diet, exercise, strength training, stress relief, online support sessions, they saw people whose symptoms either stopped, stalled, or even reversed.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Now, Dr. Gupta says because of a strong family history of Alzheimer's disease, he's been concerned about brain health. He went through a program which adopted some of the healthy lifestyle changes mentioned, and he says he got back 6 years of brain health, according to his doctor. We'll look ahead to our next hours.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for a check of your farmer's forecast. This morning, soil temperature is 75.5 degrees. Sunrise will be at 6:19 this morning. Sunset at 8:10 this evening. Overall, we're looking at calmer weather for the rest of the work week and for much of the weekend before showers and storms return Sunday night into Monday. Highs by Friday and Saturday approaching 90 degrees. Overnight lows into the 60s and 70s. Tegan.
It is going to be nice to see a bit of a cool down over the next few days before that heat and humidity return to the area. So again, enjoy. If you have stuff to do outside the next couple of days, definitely try to get that done. Despite a few chances for some showers remaining today, it's going to be partly cloudy, mid 80s all the way through Thursday. And then those low 90s are back, and they're sticking around through the weekend and even early next week. We could still see those temperatures in the 90s, but a threat for rain does return early next week.
Well, today is a time to go retro. It's National Vinyl Record Day. If you're not in the habit of listening to LPs, you could go find your old turntable in the attic or basement, hook it up, and spin some tunes. While vinyl records left the music industry mainstream decades ago, they've made a sort of a comeback among audiophiles. Some top artists have also been releasing their albums on vinyl in recent years. Another way to celebrate, visit your local record store. You can post photos to the social media hashtag Vinyl Record Day. The thing is, it's hard to find record stores these days because these vinyl records aren't being sold as much as they used to be.
Well, somebody who shares a birthday with me has announced her new album.
She is, that's right, Taylor Swift.
The vinyl record.
So that should boost some sales, definitely. But Tegan, you shared with us a little bit of a memory that you had with vinyl records.
Oh, I loved Christmas time at grandparents' house. They would put the vinyl Christmas collection on, and there's something about that little crackle when you're listening to that music, you know, that just kind of brings you back to those memories. And so it's nice to see those vinyl records are coming back and, you know, to be able to listen to music like that again.
It's like the crackle of a fireplace. Always relaxing. Still to come with this morning's Tri-State Trusted News. First, a national debacle is now becoming a local affair. How one state senator is trying to step in on behalf of Texas Republicans in their ongoing redistricting saga. Then, today was a deadline for a trade deal between the U.S. and China, but that has now been pushed back again. Learn how this will affect your everyday purchases. Finally, teaching your kids how to be financially literate before school starts is an invaluable tool. We have some tips for the most effective lessons. These stories and much more coming your way in the next hour of Tri-State Trusted News. A national debacle now becoming a local affair. How one state senator is trying to step in on behalf of Texas Republicans in their ongoing redistricting saga. Plus, one school district in the Tri-States calling for a nearly last-minute special meeting as it continues to address the controversy surrounding it. We'll detail the agenda. These stories and more, plus your Tri-State Trusted Storm Team forecast for Tuesday, August 12th, 2025.
The most trusted news from the Tri-State starts now.
And we do say good morning, Tri-States. Thank you so much for sticking with us for this, the second hour of our Tuesday morning show. If you're just waking up and joining us just shy of 6:01, welcome. I'm Jordan Barr alongside Chief Meteorologist Matt Gunn and weather expert Tegan Orpitz. Today is August 12th. We'll have a look at your news in just a moment. But first, Matt had quite an active night last night. Yeah. We're going to keep referring to it, unfortunately, but thankfully that stuff's out of the area now.
Yes, it is north of I-80 and it's heading into the great state of Wisconsin, so everybody can take a deep breath and relax. We are going to be dealing with some calmer weather for the next several days. That's some good news, Tegan, but you're looking forward to the heat and humidity still sticking around.
As we know.
I am. I am ready for it by the end of the week. And again, I know not everybody agrees with me, but that's summer. As we make our way into the next couple of days, we are going to enjoy that heat and the humidity if you enjoy it. But if not, you got a couple of days to kind of get some stuff done outdoors so you don't have to be in it. And today, it's one of those days. While we'll still see some clouds across the area and a slight chance for a pop-up shower, overall, it's a pretty nice day for us as we start off into those upper 60s to low 70s. And the remainder of the day has like a nice, slow, steady warm-up with those 70s by 8 a.m. Still partly to mostly cloudy by noon, 81. Then 84 degrees at 5 o'clock wraps up this Tuesday. And then we're back into that midweek forecast where those temperatures are slowly going to be warming up, Matt.
Yeah, all I care about is it's going to be calmer over the next several days, and we're not looking at a freaky situation like we saw last night with the weather, where those tornado warnings came out of the blue. But we are going to be seeing those showers and storms continue to work well away from the tri-state, and we're going to see decreasing clouds throughout much of your Tuesday, staying quiet for the next several days as we wrap up the work week and move into the upcoming weekend. But by the end of the weekend, into the start of next week, not only will it get pretty hot once again, we may see the return of some active weather. Tegan and I will have our latest forecasts in about 15 minutes. Jordan.
Topping your news just shy of 6:03 and new this morning. A multi-car crash in Hannibal left multiple people injured and backed up traffic. According to state troopers, just before 9 o'clock last night, a semi was traveling on Highway 61 when the driver, a 55-year-old man from Rome, Georgia, suffered a medical emergency. The truck ran a red light into the Warren-Barrett intersection, hitting 4 other vehicles. The semi then drove into a light pole, injuring the driver, who was taken to Hannibal Regional Hospital. 2 other men in one of the vehicles hit also had minor injuries and were taken to Hannibal Regional by private auto. Oil from the truck spilled on the road, which MoDOT cleaned up. The scene was completely cleared around 11 p.m. A national debacle is now becoming a local affair as an Illinois Republican calls out Texas Democrats in a new court filing. Those lawmakers fled the Lone Star State more than a week ago, hoping to block voting on what they say is a rigged redistricting plan that would have paved the way for 5 new U.S. congressional seats for Texas Republicans. Our Hayden Donaldson gets us new in-depth coverage this morning.
State Senator Jill Tracy is joining the GOP's growing chorus for calls for the arrest of the Texas Democrats, filing a petition right here in Adams County. As a private citizen, Tracy's making that move on behalf of the Texas House of Representatives, calling for criminal charges against Texas lawmakers for dereliction of duty and breaking quorum. Many of the Lone Star State's Democrats are hiding out in the land of Lincoln under the wing of Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, who says the goal is to continue to protect democracy in the nation. Senator Tracy told us last week, before filing this petition, that the governor shouldn't be bringing other states' issues to Illinois.
He brought this to Illinois, and our Illinois first responders have to deal with it. And so it's a very unfortunate situation that's been created. Let Texas handle its problems with redistricting and let Illinois handle our issues with redistricting.
Now, she's backing the Texas House, asking Illinois courts to order state officials and law enforcement to help send Texas Democrats back home before the special session ends on August 19th. For their part, Texas Democrats say they're fighting for what's right.
Let me be perfectly clear. Texas Democrats are not running away from any fight. We're bringing the fight to the bad guys. We don't back down when the stakes are high. We don't cave in when the pressure is on. We stand our ground because we know exactly what we're fighting for.
Imagine my surprise when upholding the Constitution of this United States of America has what made me public enemy #1 in the state of Texas.
If the petition makes it to court, the hearing would be held here in Adams County. But the county clerk says they're not sure if the filing will be brought before a judge this week. I'm Hayden Donaldson reporting.
Now, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker is accusing Texas Governor Greg Abbott of attempting to overthrow democracy.
Frankly, all of us are concerned about the future of democracy. He's literally helping whittle it away and licking the boots of his leader, Donald Trump. Here in Illinois, we followed the law. We provided a map and passed a map that follows the Voting Rights Act and the Constitution and the laws of the state of Illinois. He's attempting to thwart federal law.
Now, Pritzker argues there is no federal law that would allow the arrest of Texas Democrats visiting Illinois. Closer to home, a southeast Iowa man who broke into a northeast Missouri pharmacy and stole 7,000 narcotic pills recently learned his punishment. The crimes happened in March of 2023 at the Putnam County Memorial Hospital Pharmacy in Unionville, Missouri. 28-year-old Colton Butts of Albia, Iowa was originally charged with 18 felonies. Late last month, he pleaded guilty to just 6 of those charges: first-degree burglary, possession of burglary tools, first-degree property damage, 2 counts of stealing controlled substances, and stealing $750 or more. Putnam County Judge Matthew Crone sentenced Butts to a total of 39 years in prison, but the judge then suspended execution of those sentences and instead placed the defendant on probation for 5 years. A restitution hearing is set for September 24th. Butts was caught on video, as you see here, by surveillance cameras inside the pharmacy. According to court documents, Butts stole more than 7,000 pills, including Adderall, hydrocodone, and OxyContin, just to name a few. Court documents state that Butts' cell phone service provider produced proof that the suspect's cell phone was in Unionville at the time of the 2023 pharmacy break-in. In other news, the Quincy Public School Board is calling yet another special board meeting for tomorrow evening, Wednesday evening, at 6. Superintendent Todd Pettit and 2 Denman elementary teachers were suspended with pay at the board's last special meeting on August 1st. Now, a new special meeting agenda indicates they'll be considering Pettit's employment and a separation agreement Wednesday night, and potentially appointing an interim superintendent. Director of Teaching and Learning Kim Dinkheller and Chief of Business Operations Ryan Wicker are in charge in the meantime. All this comes after parent protests and allegations of birthday spankings and students' mouths being covered with tape at Denman Elementary. The district is also planning to address the mold issue at QHS Theater at tomorrow night's meeting. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It is currently 6:11, and it is that time of year. I'm not really sure where summer vacation went, but it is gone for many, and school is starting this week. And yet, bus stop forecast heading out the door at this hour. It's still quite a bit of cloud cover in the area, but temperatures are going to be into the low 70s, kids, as you get ready to head out the door and grab a ride to school. Heading home today for that full day of school. This afternoon, we'll see 83 degrees. A little more sunshine to work with this afternoon, but kids, just know at the end of the week it's going to get hot.
Next this morning, we initially reached out to the Weiss family of Kirksville to learn about their nightmare experience after a burst city water main flooded their property. Now we have a statement shared by the city. They said, quote, at the request of the property owners, city staff submitted a claim to the city's property and liability insurance company, Midwest Public Risk. The city has since been informed that Midwest Public Risk denied the insurance claim and provided the property owners information about that decision directly. It's important to note that all claims are presented to our carrier to ensure independent evaluation, consistency, and thorough consideration, end quote. Well, the city of Kirksville and Adair County's 911 system received upgrades as a part of a large shift towards service improvements. After 5 years of work, the Adair County Joint Communications Center is now fully compliant with Next Generation 911 standards. Next Generation 911 is a program that utilizes Internet protocol technology to enhance emergency communications. Thanks to NG 911 grant funding, the center has replaced its data recording system and carried out facility updates. A new computer-aided dispatch system is also under review for the call center next year.
It's currently 6:15. It is a Tuesday morning, Monday, a little active yesterday evening, but as we wake up this morning, a lot of that rain well north of us, and we wake up to mostly cloudy skies, and temperatures currently reside near 70 in Keokuk. We have 68 in Monroe City and Hannibal. We have 67 in Macomb, 71 in Jacksonville, 71 in Pittsfield, and currently 69 degrees heading into Vandalia. The wind is calm for your Tuesday as well. We're going to sneak some sun in there, but just know we are going to see mostly cloudy skies for a good portion of the day, but we'll still see some sunshine kind of mixed in, and we can't rule out the chance for a few scattered showers throughout the day, but for the most part, it is going to remain partly cloudy in the area. Over the next 48 hours, we are going to continue to see temperatures very pleasant before we head into that big warm up by the end of the week. Just take note again, those chances for a few showers, otherwise partly cloudy today. Heading into your Tuesday evening, we're going to see those lows back into those upper 60s to low 70s, and then Wednesday, plenty of sunshine for us, even heading into your Thursday, where temperatures are slowly climbing their way back up into the 90s by the end of the week. So Tuesday brings up partly cloudy to partly sunny skies. Slight chance for a shower, otherwise it's 84 today. Tonight, again, those clouds remain in place, but it will remain mostly clear with lows into the upper 60s. Wednesday, halfway through the week, those mid 80s continue. A lot more sunshine for your Wednesday, and then it's going to get definitely warmer and definitely humid by the end of the week. Those mid to upper 80s on Thursday, lows into the upper 60s, and then by Friday, we'll wrap up the week in our neck of the woods with those low 90s to wrap up our Friday, and then heading into next week, we are looking at both Saturday and Sunday, low 90s in the area. That could carry us over into early next week, where there is a chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So, Matt, we are definitely looking at some cooler temperatures, maybe a little more comfortable, but then by the time we make our way into the end of the week, yep, the heat and humidity, they're back.
It's pretty typical forecast for the beginning of August, and especially as all the kids are heading back to school over the next few weeks. Well, we have plenty of cloud cover out there right now as we're taking a live look from our Skycam located atop the Samaritan Hospital in Macon. Eventually by this afternoon, sunshine will return and temperatures are going to be on the cooler side, but it's still going to be plenty muggy regardless if we see cooler than normal or above normal temperatures over the next several days. The latest storm system continues to work its way north of I-80 and not impact us throughout the morning hours, potentially looking at possibly seeing some spotty showers and storms this afternoon and this evening as this cold front moves across the area. Then we're going to see some clear skies return throughout the overnight hours, and we're looking at lots of sunshine for your Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, before Sunday night and Monday. We're talking about showers and storms returning to the region. High temperatures around 82 in Macon, along with Edina, 83 in Bloomfield, 82 in Albia and Centerville. Again, sunshine returns by this afternoon. We are dealing with some patchy fog, especially across southeastern Iowa this morning as well. Winds are going to be out of the southwest between about 5 to 10 miles per hour throughout much of your Tuesday. Dew point values continue to be into the upper 60s to lower 70s by this afternoon. Everyone is looking at lots of sunshine, so it's going to be a nice evening to fire up the grill. Temperatures falling from the upper 70s down to the lower 70s by 9 o'clock. Taking a look at that extended forecast, like I said earlier, we're looking at lots of sunshine with quiet conditions over the next 5 days or so. Friday and Saturday, high temperatures coming close to 90 degrees, mid to upper 80s for your Sunday. Now Sunday night into Monday, we're talking about showers and storms returning to the region. Overnight lows for tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night will be into the low to mid 60s. But just like on Tegan's side of the tri-state, we're going to see those overnight lows return to the 70s over the weekend and into next week, along with those chances of showers and storms returning by Sunday night and to your Monday. That's all I have for right now. Jordan, over to you.
Thanks, Matt. New this morning, if you buy products labeled Made in China, today's trade news might apply to your shopping cart. Tariff rates on those goods are remaining the same for now, despite a deadline that was set for today. Amy Kiley reports on what's happening.
They've been dealing quite nicely. The relationship is very good with President Xi and myself.
The U.S. and China are pushing back today's self-imposed deadline for reaching a trade deal. They say current tariff amounts can remain in place another 90 days as negotiations continue. An executive order President Donald Trump issued last night keeps the U.S. rate for Chinese imports at 30%. That's opposed to letting it rise to 54% as specified in a previous order. China confirms its duties on U.S. imports will stay at 10% instead of climbing to 34%.
With the tariffs going up and down, our prices go up and down.
Many U.S. businesses say tariffs on Chinese goods apply to numerous products they sell to consumers. That's because China is America's second largest source of imports.
At the end of the day, there's only a couple things that can happen. Either the companies make less money or the prices go up for the consumers. And we all know what companies are going to choose.
Meanwhile, Trump says he's allowing the Chinese to buy certain American-made semiconductor chips. He says the U.S. government will get 15% of related revenue.
Taxing a specific company to have the right granted by the government to ship product to a specific country. That, for lack of better words, is a little funky chicken. But at the same time, it's a form of tariffs.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Now, Trump argues people in other countries pay U.S. tariffs. Experts say that's only true if they're both the exporters and the importers, like when a foreign company ships directly to consumers. For the most part, U.S. businesses pay tariffs on imports. Foreign manufacturers could choose to discount their products to offset the cost, but many say they can't afford Today in entertainment news, stories from a legendary director and 2 movies with green heroes. Here's David Daniel with today's Hollywood Minute.
Marty was very upset. You get a call at the office and he said, Steve, it's Marty. It's Marty, Steve. Yeah, can you come over to the house?
The stories he wanted to kill the head of the studio.
You had a gun?
I was going to get one.
Martin Scorsese recalls his frustrations with the studio and the MPAA over Taxi Driver in the first clip from Mr. Scorsese. The 5-part documentary about the iconic filmmaker premieres October 17th on Apple TV+.
Fiona.
What's happening? Shrek 5 is on the move again. The follow-up to 2010's Shrek Forever After, billed at the time as the franchise's final chapter, was originally set to hit theaters in July of 2026. That changed to December 2026. Now Universal has scooted it back to summer again, June 30th, 2027. Lean, green, and back on the screen. The 1990 live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is returning to theaters for its 35th anniversary, August 15th through the 21st. More info and showtimes at fathomentertainment.com. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Cowabunga. Now, I gotta be honest, I have not seen much of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I have seen a lot of Shrek. But this is kind of a lot of disheartening news for many Shrek fans, because it keeps moving back. We just can't seem to catch a break when it finally gets released in 2027. Hopefully it stays there.
It was dubbed as going to be a pretty big June 2026, July 2026. You have the 5th Toy Story coming out, and then you're going to have the 5th Shrek, and now you have to wait a whole another year for the 5th Shrek.
Yeah. Oh well. We have more of your tries. Coming up at 6:30, as one county's bicentennial celebration inches closer, we're getting more information about some of the events planned. We'll hear from committee leaders on what to expect. Plus, we now know more about severe weather that struck the tri-states over the weekend, what the National Weather Service tells us about a couple of storms in particular. These stories and more, plus your Tri-State Trusted Storm Team forecast for Tuesday, August 12th, 2025.
The most trusted news from the Tri-State starts now.
And we do say good morning, Tri-States. Thank you so much for sticking with us for this, the last half hour of our show. If you're just waking up and joining us at 6:31, welcome. I'm Jordan Barr alongside Chief Meteorologist Matt Gunn and weather expert Tegan Orpitz. We'll get to the news in just a moment. But first, Tegan, it's going to be a quieter day as opposed to what we saw last night here on this side of the Mississippi. But on the east side, there's definitely going to be a lot warmer temperatures too.
Yeah, well, over the next 7 days, we're definitely going to be heating up quite a bit, especially as you make your way towards Friday. But your Tuesday forecast still brings us a chance for some scattered showers. But for the most part, it is going to be cloudy for us the first half of our day, and then eventually returning with some sunshine. Temperatures can't beat those upper 60s to low 70s. What a nice, comfortable start to the day. As I mentioned, that mix of sun and clouds and a few showers kind of popping up, especially in the morning. And then we got 73 degrees at 8 a.m., 81 by noon. Some sunshine returning with 84 degrees at 5 o'clock. But Matt, enjoy these next few days. Definitely gets warmer by week's end.
Yeah, it's going to be quieter today and quieter for the rest of the work week. I'd have to shout out meteorologist Hagen Zinneker, the production team last night, as well as our 10 o'clock p.m. anchor for helping out with all the severe weather coverage that came out of the blue last night into early this morning. Temperatures outside on this side of the Mississippi are again into the mid to upper 60s to around 70 degrees, and we're going to be staying quiet for the next 3 days across the area. So we do have a cold front working its way through today, and then we're looking at a nice Wednesday, nice conditions for you Thursday, but then by Friday and Saturday and into the weekend, things get hot. And yes, we're talking about some active weather returning at the end of the weekend into the start of next week. Coming up in about 15 minutes, Tegan and I will have our latest forecast. Jordan.
Topping your news just shy of 6:33, the Adams County Bicentennial organizers are announcing updates for the activities for the celebration, which is less than a month away. Our Cassie Shoney talked with members of the commission and their families about what makes this event so special.
Our history is so deep.
You know, when we started on this, I had no idea all the different people that have had national impact, have made inventions that have changed the way things happen in the world. Our impact nationally and internationally has been huge for, you know, a small county on the edge of Illinois.
The Commission of the Bicentennial held a press conference today at the Oakley Lindsay Center outlining what people can expect at the finale celebration. Throughout the day, there will be a focus on honoring veterans and Adams County family farms that have served their country and their community.
For me, it is an intergenerational opportunity because I'm fortunate all my grandkids live here in Quincy and they've been part of this. It's been a great thing for me to work with them and they understand how important history is and how their grandfather really treasures that opportunity to pass that on.
The events will take place on September 6th at the Adams County Fairgrounds and will truly have something for everyone.
We're mostly just excited to spend time with family, see our concert, because I know it's me and Mary's one of our first concerts ever, and I'm just really excited to go and experience, because it's kind of like a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and I think it'll just be really fun, especially with all my cousins, too, and my grandma and my grandpa.
Tickets for the Beach Boys concert are $30. Check our website for that link. And all other activities are free.
We need and want everyone to come to the fairgrounds that day.
Just come out, and we're inviting the whole area, not just Adams County, but the whole area.
Reporting in Quincy, I'm Cassie Shoney with Tri-State's Trusted News.
In other news, parts of northeast Missouri experienced some severe weather on Saturday. We learned yesterday that the counties of Knox and Shelby experienced 2 confirmed tornadoes. The first one touched down around 6:22 p.m. and was on the ground for about a minute. The second tornado touched down just about 1 minute after that and lasted around 3 minutes. Damage included a grain bin collapse just outside of Leonard, Missouri, as well as an overturned garage in the village of Plevna, as well as roofs flying off of nearby buildings. According to the National Weather Service, the 2 short-lived tornadoes were rated EF1. Additional tornadoes formed in the tri-state area on Sunday, specifically in Clark County, Missouri and Lee County, Iowa. A small thunderstorm crossed the border from Missouri and into Lee County just after 7 p.m. and produced 3 small and very weak tornadoes. The first one was reported around 7:10 p.m. 1 mile northeast of Cahokia. The video you see here was of that tornado and was filmed from the ambulance garage. The second tornado formed around 7:41 and was 2 miles northeast of St. Francisville in Lee County. The final tornado produced was 10 minutes later 3 miles north-northwest of Summitville in Lee County. All 3 of the tornadoes were extremely short-lived, small, and very weak. All 3 tornadoes were rated EFU due to no damage indicators being detected in their short paths. Coming up, a book sale in southeast Iowa is still going strong more than a decade on. So where does all that money go? Learn more after this.
About 20 minutes before 7 o'clock, and kids, that bus stop forecast. I know summer break is over for many and it's time to head back to school. It's a pretty nice morning though with those clouds in place. So got temperatures around 71 degrees heading out the door. But just keep in mind by the time we get into this afternoon, got those low 80s back with a little more sunshine for us later today. But the increase in the heat and the humidity, that's back by the end of the week.
Next this morning, the Pages for Pennies book sale in Ottumwa has been a hit for readers and collectors since 2012. It's a great way to get a lot of books for cheap. But where does that money go after the book fair ends? Well, it helps fund more than just the library. Take a listen.
For more than 10 years, the Ottumwa Public Library has partnered with community organizations to bring a huge secondhand book sale to the city after its previous annual book sale stopped operations. Library Director Sonia Farrell says it's a bit like thrift shopping.
You don't know what you came in to get because you walk out with a lot more books than you thought.
Cookbooks, mystery novels, DVDs. Even after sending worn-out books to recycling, the book sales got a lot in stock. The sale generates thousands for the community each year, not just for new library books, but also paying for activities, special guest speakers, and other reading programs.
I always like to say that, the city pays for the bricks and mortar and the staffing and the friends and all the supportive organizations in the community pay for all the cherry on top of all those services.
And the library isn't the only organization to benefit. It's also a big draw for tourism. Meet Ottumwa helps market, promote, and set up the event, using a cut of the profits to promote the town to more visitors nationwide.
When we have events like Pages for Pennies that's going over an extended period of time, we're bringing in people from outside the community to spend their money here. That is a relief on our own residents because that money coming in is paying for things within the community.
But it's also a great way to help instill a love of reading in local residents.
When you see a family come in that was just like my family, and the kid is sitting under the table reading a book while mom shops, that touches my heart. All of the work that we do to gather and sort and get stuff boxed and taken downstairs, all of that is totally worth it when you see how excited somebody is to have a book in their hand.
And on the off chance you don't leave with a book, you might leave with something even more valuable.
It's just the conversations that happen amongst the people. I mean, since I was new to town 14 years ago, some of my closest friends I see at the book sale because this where we met.
Pages for Pennies runs from September 26th through the 28th at the Bridgeview Center in Ottumwa. Organizers will start collecting your gently used books, games, puzzles, and DVDs starting August 25th. We'll have all those details, including how to donate, at KTVO.
It is currently just about 6:45, and right now, pretty nice outside. We got some clouds in place and temperatures into the upper 60s for a majority of our area, with the exception right now, Pittsfield and Jacksonville in the low 70s. It's a calm breeze today. Again, we still have a slight chance for a few showers, but overall, it is going to be partly cloudy for a good portion of the day, bringing a little bit more sunshine with us later this afternoon. But you can see it is mostly cloudy, especially for southeast Iowa, heading into northeast Missouri. Again, some moisture is evaporating, but a few sprinkles, a few light showers this morning possible. But again, that's about it. The heaviest amount of rain and those stronger storms well north of us and now, and we're going to enjoy some sunshine later today. Your Wednesday forecast, temperatures are slowly going to be warming up as we continue to see that warming trend really impact our area for the remainder of the week. Heading into early Wednesday morning, a few sprinkles possible, but overall it's going to be mostly sunny the rest of the day. And then we're going to continue to see plenty of sunshine, definitely an increase in the heat and the humidity all the way towards Thursday, Friday, and even that's going to carry us through the weekend. Your Tuesday forecast, while we've seen the most active weather clear our area, a few showers possible, but 84 and partly cloudy the remainder of the day. Tonight, again, a few clouds, otherwise clear, lows in the upper 60s. Then tomorrow, a little warmer, but a lot more sunshine. Wednesday with 85 degrees, and then it's the upper 80s by Thursday, Friday, low 90s for our neck of the woods, and we're going to stick there the rest of the weekend. I know, again, there's a lot going on, some last minute running around this weekend, and a lot of just outdoor activities planned. Be careful, stay hydrated. It's going to be warm and hot, and as we make our way into next week, a next weather system is likely to develop in our area as well. So Sunday night into Monday, we'll watch that next weather system, but ahead of that, it's just going to be the heat and the humidity heading towards the weekend. Matt.
And with all the moisture that we saw move through the area last night, we are dealing with some pockets of dense fog, as you can see here in Centerville, as we're taking a live look from our Skycam located on top of the Continental Hotel in downtown Centerville. So just take it easy out on the roads this morning. Make sure you make your car visible to others and slow down as you're reaching your destination this morning. Now, that weather maker from last night is now into the state of Wisconsin. Maybe dealing with a couple pop-up showers throughout much of your Tuesday, but by Tuesday afternoon, a cold front moves through and we'll see some sunshine return prior to sunset. And we're looking at some partly cloudy to mostly clear skies for tonight into your Wednesday morning. Looking at high temperatures eventually topping out around 82 in Centerville, along with Albia, 81 in Unionville, 79 in Milan, 82 in Memphis, and 81 for your Tuesday in Keosauqua. Southwest winds between about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Much of that fog should burn off here quickly as well. Dew point values continue to be into the upper 60s to lower 70s. So still, if you plan to spend a lot of time outside today and for the next several days, continue to hydrate with plenty of water. Looks to be an okay evening to fire up the grill, because by then we're going to see sunshine give way to clear skies. Temperatures dropping out of the upper 70s down to the lower 70s by 9 o'clock tonight. Taking a look at that extended forecast, lots of sunshine for the next 5 days or so, with high temperatures Friday and Saturday approaching that 90-degree mark. Mid to upper 80s for Sunday. Now, most of the daytime hours of your Sunday will be dry and sunny, but then we're looking at some showers and storms returning to the region Sunday night into your Monday. Overnight lows tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night will be into the low to mid 60s, returning to the 70s over the weekend and into next week. Again, looking at patchy fog burning off here in the next couple of hours. Maybe some pop-up showers throughout your Tuesday, then quiet for the rest of the work week into most of your weekend before some showers and storms return by Sunday night into your Monday. That's all I have for right now. Jordan, over to you.
Thanks, Matt. Next this morning, as kids return to school and spend more time away from their parents, financial literacy experts say now is a great moment to teach children important money and life skills, from preteens to high schoolers or even young adults going off to college and living on their own. Learning and developing good spending habits can be an invaluable lesson. Michael Yoshida joins us with more on some of the lessons to consider for various ages.
The worry is if a parent or someone else with accurate information and a child's best interests at heart doesn't teach them, then children could pick up bad information or even bad spending habits from friends, social media, or even a company trying to sell them something they don't need.
57% of parents regret not talking more about money with their kids. That according to a survey from Empower.
Besides the fact that a lot of parents don't really give their kids these life skills to learn about money and protecting their information, the schools aren't doing a very good job either.
As a result, it can be helpful to show and explain monthly bills and expenses to children and make sure they understand
the difference between wants and needs. I mean, we all want a lot of things, and so we need to plan for needs, but people need to save for their wants.
For teens, other lessons include budgeting and saving, whether it's money from an allowance, first job, or other income. Understand buy now, pay later, particularly fees and interest, and how checking and savings accounts work, as well as checks, debit, and credit cards. Also keep in mind,
if you're 18, you're playing for keeps. Okay, so people need to be really careful about anything they sign, anything they agree to.
When moving out on their own or heading off to college, make sure kids are aware of and have a grasp on taxes and filing returns. Importance of keeping receipts and records, whether that's physical paper or digital copies, and debt, especially how compound interest works.
It's so important to pay your credit cards in full to avoid interest every month. This is a big mistake that a lot of college students fall into. There's been some progress, but still, we see a lot of people in their late teens, early 20s getting overextended with debt.
And another important thing to remember, check those mailboxes. Many teens, young adults are probably used to getting emails or text alerts, but oftentimes you'll get important notices, maybe first bills in the good old-fashioned snail mail, especially when you first sign up for an account. In Washington, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
We'll wrap things up on this.
It's about 5 minutes before 7 o'clock, and right now we got some clouds and a little bit of some patchy fog, but overall it's going to be a really nice Tuesday. Still chances for a few showers, but again, otherwise it's that mix of sun and clouds, mid-80s. For tomorrow, a little more sunshine, mid-80s as well for your Wednesday, but those temperatures really start to heat up, and we are back into the 90s by the end of the week and that weekend. So definitely expect definitely some hot and humid conditions early next week. Our chances for the 90s continue, but a chance for some thunderstorms also return early next week.
Well, chances of thunderstorms continue through at least the morning hours, so we're going to see plenty of sunshine by the time you're heading home on this Taco Tuesday. Looking at some sunny conditions for the next several days. Highs by Friday and Saturday approaching 90 degrees, and then we're looking at showers and storms returning Sunday night into Monday. Overnight lows for the rest of the work week into the 60s. By the weekend and into next week, those return to the 70s. Jordan.
Gotta love your Mexican food, Matt. Taco Tuesday. Thanks so much. Finally this morning, a fascinating study into the life and times of courting crustaceans pits the shelled species against a clawed robot named Wavy Dave. Jeremy Roth makes sense of it all in today's Take a Look at This.
Watch scientists test the courtship rituals of fiddler crabs by fiddling around with robotics. Meet Wavy Dave, a fake crab outfitted with a robotic oscillating claw from a team at the University of Exeter, which deployed this fiddler fugazi along with a camera on a mudflat packed with crabs. Dr. Joe Wild, who helped lead the study, says the aim was to gain insight on the creature's mating routines.
Male fiddler crabs have an enlarged claw. They wave it about to attract the attention of female crabs, and the female crabs prefer males that wave faster and have a larger claw.
So how did the males respond to Wavy Dave's robot Riz? The study showed that males that engaged with Dave altered their routines, spending more time outside their burrows, signaling longer to compete with the robotic rival. And while some males were less likely to shoot their shot against the larger clawed bot, others didn't back down at all. In fact, one broke the appendage right off the crustacean creation.
It just goes to show that you should never try and predict what's going to happen when you're working with animals.
And from robotic hubby hooks to all natural looks, that's about the nicest way I can describe the fugly furry finalists whose mangy mugs headlined the 2025 World's Ugliest Dog Contest at California's Sonoma County Fair. All joking aside, the aim of the contest was not to denigrate, but celebrate the beauty of more unconventional dogs and to promote their adoption. There was a who's who of hideous hopefuls, but according to KGO, it was Petunia, the French Bulldog mix, that took this year's crown and $5 grand, and whose ugly mug will soon adorn limited edition cans of Mug Root Beer, a sponsor of the contest. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
We've already had our little spiel about the Ugliest Dog Contest, so we'll kind of put that to the wayside for now. But that interesting study about crustaceans and their mating rituals, I didn't think that you could introduce robots into that, Tegan.
Yeah, interesting too that mating ritual is just really kind of like waving your arm at them and having them like, come on over.
Yeah, it's a call. It's a beckoning call.
Using the robots, as you saw. A crab came over and just chopped it right off.
Chopped it right off. Don't mess with these kinds of animals. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Have a great day. See you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.